Okay, so this is what I'm going to be modeling today. All right, this is what we're going to be making. This gun grip, this handle for AR rifle, I think, and no bad deformations, no bad shading, or anything like that. So let's just get on with it. Okay, let's get into this. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Delete all this crap and let me see. This is my front view. I want to have the reference image from the side. So let me drag in my reference image 90 and this is negative 90 and I want this 0. Grab, scale it up. I think I want to have this rotated like this so that I can have this flat angle at the bottom here. It might make things a little easier. Scale this up a good bit. Don't like having my models too small. Okay, and let me pull this back. I want to be modeling over here. Okay, the next image I have is the bottom reference. Not too sure if I'm going to model all this bottom reference here. Okay, time for action. Add mesh cube. See, top of my visibility power. Select these two. Put the C's up here, and let me try and get the heel of this model. Cut it here. Right. So we styling. Nice. Precision modeling. That's what we're doing. We get this a little. Get this a little bigger than the actual model. You know what else? Let me select this. Go into visibility and take off selectable so I don't select it by accident. Okay. This here. This here. So we have our major shape here. Now let's start to flush out these details. Carrying like this. Boop, boop, beep, boop. Like this. Out like this. Yeah, I don't really want this to be touching where it is here on the reference image because when I apply the subdivision surface, it will shrink. So when it shrinks it down, it might actually be exactly where the shape is on the reference image here. So let me get this one out too. Let me pull this one out here. Yeah. So let me flesh out this area here. Get this inside here. Get this outside here. So let me see what I'm working with here. Should or should I not apply a slight? I was talking about like giving it a slight thing here. I don't think I need it. I think the shape will carry it. Stretch out this here. I don't expect it to be accurate down to the last micrometer. So let me add my modifier here. I'm going to add a mirror. That is exactly why I modeled it like this. So I wouldn't have to fiddle around with all the axes and everything there. Modeling it on the x-axis on the side. So this is the front of the model. So if I was modeling the whole gun, the barrel of the gun would be facing towards me, towards the camera. So now what am I going to do? What am I going to do? All right, let me go back into my side view here. All right, check everything. Right, so let me really start to flesh out this thing now. Okay, let me add subdivision surface. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, yep, it looks like I'll get a shape from this. So I'm putting on the on cage so it can project the all the points and vertices and everything onto the object itself instead of having it, outside the object like the original shape. It just projects everything down. I like to work with it like that because I can see everything better. Let me get rid of the floor so everything could be a little cleaner. I like to have the interface really clean. So let me just select this and mean crease, the one, same for here, the one. We can actually see our shape a lot better with these creases here. So what I'll do now is I'll start to finesse the shape, right? So let's keep pulling and pushing on this shape until, right. So in the Catmull Clark view here, I will try to get as close as I could. Have a bump here, so need to pull out this like this, carry it in like this. That's fine, that's fine. That area is good. Just keep building and building and building and building and building. right? Put this here. Come on. Keep everything nice and even. No big set of spacing between all the lines. You know, just keep everything nice and neat and even. So I'm bringing this one here. So this is the process, just pulling and tugging these lines, trying to get the best silhouette, the best outline that I could. What I will have to do, I will have to go back and start deleting all these lines now. All right, this is the thought process. So dissolve this edge. Right, so I have the shape, and now I have to think about these secondary shapes here, right? So like this. I want this one to be here. Start pulling out the vertices to get this shape here, and I will dissolve this one here too. So I can start pushing this line here into place. So you can see how the geometry is actually starting to come together. Okay, I need a cut here because this line needs to bend like this. And the next shape I'm going to think about is this one right here. So this shape here will come from this line here, right? So we get it nice and straight, just like how this one is. Has a little bend here, a little bend, a little arch, and we move down this here. And voila, we need another cut here because we have this bump right here that we need to finesse. So I just have to keep thinking about this line here and make sure that it stays right here and it doesn't go and run away anywhere. So we also need to make sure that we keep this shape here. So what I want now is I want to try to straighten back this shape here. I think I need another, and this one, I think this one is going to be this area here. So pull it back here and pull this one here. These two, pull these two back here. Right, so we're shaping out this area here. Scale y0, pull this back to here. Scale y0, pull this back to here. Shape here. So this line here, this will be where the bottom section of the handle is. I wouldn't bother to curve out this right now. In fact, these are things I could do when the model is finished. All right. Try and get this out a little bit. Try and pull this in, pull this out. I think what I want to do, I want to start to straighten out this line here. Scale Z0, because by doing that, I will be able to get these details here easier in the long run. Enough see-through. Transparency, so I can get these back into place, because when you're adjusting in Catmull clock, sometimes you lose track and end up pulling points over points. So just have to neaten up all of that. The main thing is just to get the shape. I'll take all of this stuff here and pull it down this way. I'll take this stuff here, pull it down this way, making sure scale 0. Okay, let me check my optimal display here. Let's start to relax all these vertices here to get my geometry nice and evenly spaced. Pull this stuff back up. Pull these back in. Because once we keep our lines here neat, there will be less headache to model these details later on down the line. The main thing is to get our shape like this, and we can always straighten back these lines after. Push in this, push in this here, and back up, get it nice and straight on top. I'm going to try to get back this line here. Nice. Fleshing out all our cuts. So you don't have to worry to fight the geometry to make those cuts later on down the line. Right, so just now cut here, pull this out here, try to get this down here, try to get this down here, this down here. Okay. All right, so we have this shape here. Don't want to disturb this area too much because I don't want these lines to start to go off track, because I'm trying to keep these lines here as straight as possible. So when it comes time to subdivide, apply the subdivision, I would have less headache with trying to straighten out all these lines. In other words, just let the geometry work for itself. All this is stuff that I could clean up after. I'm just trying to relax all these lines. And the next thing I have to think about too is this shape right here. Right, let me line up this line right here so that when the time comes to do this shape, I'll have these two lines here to play with. But this shape is only on this side. It's not on the other side. I checked the reference image and it's not on the other side. It's just on this side. Let me dissolve this edge here and try to get it dead center here. Scale, Z, Z, Z. Try and keep all these lines here straight. Pick off optimal, I should be able to pull it off. Do I need this line? Dissolve. I may need it, or I may not. I could always get rid of it later. So let me see how everything is looking. It's a bit narrower to the back. We can select this and just pull it in a bit. Try and get this narrower shape to the back. And we have a little thing to the front here. Just a little thing. If you can see, we have a nice curvature there. We'll just give it a little thing here. And maybe pull this back in here a bit. So you can get a nice curvature there too. What I'm going to do here is just try to neaten up all these areas here. Go to vertex slide and just try to take this bend out of this line, get everything nice and neat. Could relax this one here. That's my shape there. I can't mess with that. Okay, let me see. Control P. Got a little breathing room. It's a bit tight right here, so I'll give it some breathing room. It looks like it's stifling. Stuff straighten out here, nice and straight. Clean up all of that after. Main thing, like I said, double check, keep checking. Right, file, save. Okay, so before we apply this subdivision, we're going to save incrementally. File, save incremental. If anything, we can always go back to the first subdivision. Let me just call this try to pull this down here, pull this back here, relax everything. All right, we have this nice clean line here. Take these two here, pull them up, take these two here, pull them up, try to even out everything. Don't want here too tight. Don't want to mess with nothing here. We can mess with these all we want. The next side here, that's off limits. Try to even them out as much as possible. When you take your time to flush out this part here, everything else will be smooth sailing. Save, check the model, apply the mirror and see, good thing I checked. I want one subdivision, not two. And apply. What I should do too, just as a backup, is to duplicate this, save it, duplicate and turn off the original. Apply the mirror, apply the subdivision. Did I? Good thing to check. Always check. Apply, check and double check, triple check. Should I model the bottom part here? I'll just leave it like that for the hour. Let me just experiment a little bit. Let me just experiment. That's what it's all about. I took away the mirror modifier so I can experiment with this area here. Inset, this is what it really is. I will have another one here. If I take off the optimal display, I should be able to get it. Yeah. So I'll leave this like this for now and continue by applying this modifier, and at least I know the shapes there, so I could always shape it out after. The easy part is we can just get rid of the lines that we don't need. So I don't think we need this one. We can pull this down to here. We can pull this down to here. this one down to here, and we can start straightening these boys out over here. All right, so scale Z0. From this to here, from these to here. So what I need to do here, get these fellas up to here, scale by 0. So you can see what I'm doing now. All right, that one there, and one more here. Add a mirror modifier again. Delete goods, add modifier, switch, mirror. I think we're ready for our second subdivision surface modifier. Add switch subdivision surface. So what I'm going to do now is go back to my on cage, because that's the preference I like. And let me go into here, shade smooth, and just check and see how everything looking nice and smooth here. If we have any issues, we could always like delete lines and stuff. Yeah, we can just delete the lines we don't need. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create this shape here. And the way I'm going to do that is to go into this view, grab this. So I want to take this line here, and I want to take it all the way down to here, and I want to take it all the way back to here. Bevel, I think what I'll do is I will apply this mirror modifier, and what I will do is I will extrude the shape and scale it in here, right, a bit, and then scale it in this way. So when we turn back on Catmull, we get a nice bevel right there. So on to the next part of it, which is the same thing we're going to do. We're going to go into our left side view, go into see-through mode, and we're going to select this line here, and we're going to do the same thing we did just now. Control B, and we make our bevel, go into simple, our bevel about that, and we're going to do the same kind of extrusion. We go to here, extrude, and scale this way, holding down shift, so we can scale in small increments. And we're going to scale in this direction to get the extrusion this way. I find that this nut is not distinct enough. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Yeah, I didn't go deep enough. All right, extrude individual origins will help. Okay, so scale like that, and then like this. We get the look we want. That is what we are satisfied with. Scale Z0, scale Z0. Make sure all of these lines straight, right? Okay, so I'll select this, Let me go in simple. All right, see this, these here, 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 these here. Join this, join this, join this, join this. Bevel, extrude, push it back on the Y axis and just scale it in on the X. The easiest thing to do, and I think I should select it from here all the way down to this one here, all the way down to this one here, and just use the edge slide and just sharpen up these guys as much as possible, and then just take these guys here and do the same just to even out this area here a bit and pull it back out on the Y axis. and maybe on the X a bit. Select this, delete, width, link, L, delete, width, add, search, mirror. Now the mirror has to be on top the subdivision, or else you'll get that sharp edge in the middle. See, select this area here, pull it in like this, then select all these guys here and carry them up like this. Yeah, that looks a little more even. I think what we could do here is just add a cut right here and pull it up to the edge just to make it a little sharper, and do the same here, cut, and there we go. Nice. Right, I will just take it all the way to here, inside. Yeah, I'll go inside the shape here. Bevel, apply this again for a second, go back into here, extrude, pull in like this, start scaling in like this, pull down shift, and that looks way better. These tiny little knobs here, that is going to be a trial, because the problem is the subdivision that we have, right? We can't subdivide it anymore to make these blocks, because this nice smooth rounded edge that we have here, we'll end up losing that. A new mirror modifier, delete, search, mirror. So I think that looks clean and nice and even. So I could see that I need to slide this area here. So I'll just select from here to here and just edge slide it over here, slide these over here just to make it even, slide the vertex. So I'm going to select this and 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 this, and duplicate this piece here. We're going to P, separate by selection. Let's see, simple. So we're going by 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you subdivide, we should have all of this. Let me apply this. Okay, we're going by 4s. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. All right. So at least I can select these guys here. And extrude. Extrude again. Doesn't look that bad. That doesn't look bad at all. It pass. Because if this black and this black, we'll have to take away this mirror modifier, because this model is uneven. This is only on this side, and the next side, when I check the reference, there is nothing on the other side. So we will go into the mirror modifier in object mode, apply it, and save. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could do this. We could take this line and we could snap, just trying stuff here. Okay. And take this whole shape now and take off this and slide this in. Delete this. These two faces here. We can delete this, these faces here. We can select this area here and just fill it. As we might have to do some fancy cutting here. Cut, 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 boom, okay, cut here, and cut here. Right, we can take this here and into this view, and just pull it down something like this, and take this edge, slide it in like this, slide it in like this, and check our cat mount clock, set back our crease to 1, and crease here to 1, take this and push it back here. Push this in a bit, pull this out a bit. We can take this here, scale Y0. So these on the corner here, these have to scale in like this. Then you could get it exactly like in the reference image. But I'm happy with this so far. So we extrude. Alright, we have our creased edges here. So I don't think we need to bevel this edge. So I'll take the crease off of this edge. So we have a bevel here, a bevel here, a bevel here, and that should be it. So go to select similar crease, right? I'm in simple mode here, and bevel, add 1 subdivision. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Okay, I didn't select these edges here. Control B, about 3 will do. And okay, cat mount clock. It's the cat mount clock. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that for now. Okay, the last thing you need to do is select the entire model. We creased all and beveled all the edges that we need, right? So we just get rid of this crease back down to 0, right? Okay, so one final thing. See what's going on here? It's not sitting on the model properly. I think I found a way around this. So let me just turn off this, and what I'll do is I will select all of these faces here. Remember, we don't have a mirror modifier, so we have to select everything, right? And I will duplicate this. I will separate it by selection. I will go into object mode, and I will select this piece of geometry here, and I will isolate it. So this is exactly what I want to get out of it. I want to get the 2x2, really 2 levels of subdivision, which is this object mode, and let me apply this here. But first, let me just get the edges sharp, just like, just for visual. Apply, go into here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just get rid of these so I can just work on one side. Delete, inputs, add, switch, mirror. So you have less work to do now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, why is it there? Yeah, okay. Giving trouble. Okay, let's extrude here, and then we'll do another extrusion here, and then another extrusion here, and we'll see how this is looking under subdivision modifier. Delete these faces, link, select all these faces here, delete widths to make sure I get everything. Right. This is closer to what I want, right? Clear the seams. Yeah, this is much closer to what I want. Okay, and one last thing here with this. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this origin and I'm going to Control Alt X and I'm going to put it at the center of mass, which will more or less be the center of the object. But first, oh gosh, I forgot. I have to, this object here and the mirror modifier, I have to apply it. Because what happens, it will put it to the center. It's only one half, so it will put it to the center of the half. And I will do the same, origin center mask, right? And I will just go into object mode. I need the Y axis and I just go forward a couple times on the Y, so it's not making direct contact, and you see all these funny shading errors right there. Right, so I can even carry it forward again. 1, 2, and it looks like it's flat up against it. Can even delete a little more of this, you know. Okay, don't forget to like, subscribe, thank you, or subscribe anything. No matter how small, no matter how big, I'll take what you got. All right? Okay.